folks, this is Rick with Hit Run Candlesticks. This is Sunday, July 9th, 2023, late in the afternoon. I came down to the desk and was looking at the market here, and I thought I would do it out loud and share some thoughts with you on the overall market so we could get ready for next week. So I've got the SPY up right now. You should be able to see the SPY anyway. And a couple things I want to point out here. First, that wall of worry is still a wall of worry here. Here we are. We've got a nice double top up here. If you're somewhat bearish, that's usually a bearish sign. And then we ended up Friday closing with a gravestone doji here. Gravestone doji. So we're kind of, like I said, the bullish wall of worry is still bullish. We're still there. We have not broken down yet based on the lines I use. But we're awfully close, and we're starting to look a little bit peaked up here at the top. So maybe a little bit more of a pullback is needed before we can actually go climb higher. Now, on the other side, all it's going to take is some good news from the bulls or somewhere out there to start, finding support, finding buyers in this area, and then up we go, and then maybe we break out of this top, maybe next week, maybe after a pullback, something like this. Let's worry about breakout targets when we break out, okay? Let's talk about the possibility of moving down right now. And there's yesterday's low. And by the way, another chart I'm going to look at here is the 130-minute chart, or what we call the 3-bar chart. I really like that chart. And we're going to go look at that in a sec here. So bear with me, okay? So right now, if we continue to the downside, the next target or support area that I'll be looking for is about 437 here, that line right there. Following that, if we break through the green dots and they start turning red, so price starts breaking down below the red dots, then I'm going to be looking for 134.80-ish for buyers to step in, possible support. Now, when I say looking for buyers to step in, I'm not going to lie to you here. I've got no clue that that's actually where it's going to happen. That's the whole point of following candlesticks, is if there's going to be buyers step in here, we will see buyers. That's the whole point of candlesticks, is to be able to visually see that happen. So until that happens, we're going to go with what's given to us right now. And right now, I have to be a little cautious being long, because we've got this double top that I believe you have to give some creds to. We have this gap down, and then we have this gravestone doji here that I think deserves some creds. So unless the bulls just take off. Okay, let's get back to the targets, possible support, possible buy areas that I'll be looking for. So let's see, I already did that one, didn't we? So if we break through the trend indicator, which is the green dots, I'm going to be looking for that 134.80, the possibility of that. Below that, we'll be looking for whatever this is, the June 26 lows down here of about 431, a little bit of change in there. Now, below that area, if the buyers can't step in, and by the way, it could, the buyers, or let's do the sellers. Let's say the sellers move down. Now, the buyers can absolutely climb up, but if they can't get going, boom. So we need to make sure the buyers, if they come in, there's a proper reversal put in. We'll discuss that more in the trading room. So if the buyers try to pull us up and we step down below this 431.10 area, I'll be looking for this 426.50, and this is the 50-period moving average, and if we extend that out, for a few days, if this can manage to hold for a few days without totally crashing, that will give the 50 time to rise up a little bit, and then you might have a meeting of that 50 period moving average around that 426.50 area. And anything from that, maybe 418.70, but that's getting to be a bit of a stretch right here. Okay, let's take a look at this 3-bar chart, or on TC2000 here, it's called a 130-minute chart. We call it a 3-bar chart, and this is why. We call it a 3-bar chart because at the beginning of the day and to the end of the day, it creates 3 equal bars. So we can break down today's candle into 3 equal bars. I find that extremely useful, one of my favorite charts. And you can see here that in the morning, while we did gap down Friday, the bulls ran it up. The second bar of the day, we ran up higher, but then you can see we ran into that resistance area, and the last third of the day, the last candle of that day, that third, just took all those gains and gave it back. And here we are, about that 50 period moving average on the 3-bar chart, or about where we opened up Friday. Now, here's the lines that I drew based on the daily chart. Probably do that one based on this chart, actually. And then you can see where we come down to. So we really are in this wall of worry, and I'm worried. While I have this, let's talk about this. See how we have the green dots moving up? Bulls are totally in charge. See where the red dots start taking over? The bears took charge. Well, the bulls tried to take charge right here, but they lost control. Now let's come over here to this chart, and we'll go ahead and make this a 3-bar chart. Whoops, there it is. Let's turn this into an hourly chart, okay? So you can see on the hourly chart, if we just look at the green dots and red dots, it is very clear when to be bearish, when to be bullish. Also, there's a what I call the turn between the buyers and the sellers. That turn area, that right here, very dangerous to trade right now. This is where you just have to learn to recognize, hey, we're in that dangerous area, and I can certainly show you in the trading room. It's just, it's something that you talk through and show people. So green is bullish, bullish, bullish. Here's some good red shorting going on. Well, one has to ask themselves, are we starting to turn over here a little bit? Are we starting to get those signs? The sellers took control after a nice long run up. Sellers take control. Buyers tried to grab that control back, but the sellers just slammed it right back down that last candle of the day. So very important we watch that. Now, another chart that I watch an awful lot, and this is on TC2000, okay? I do not believe you can get this on any other platform. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me about that. I'll be glad to share with everybody where they can get it. But this is TC2000, and this is called T2123 indicator, and I use this throughout the day, not to trade with, not to, oh, hey, XYZ is a trade. No, I use this to help determine the momentum, the power, the direction, the attitude of the market. And you can see that, well, here, again, this is just a 15-minute. I only use 15-minute and hourly. But if you look at that 15-minute, I know you can't see the candles in there, but see that string of red? Not too good for the bulls. All of a sudden, look at that. Not too good for the bears. Well, what's going on right here? And that's what we have to be careful of, is that the sellers don't start to collapse us. Now, on a bullish note, this is the hourly, and the hourly is still holding up. Now, the last hour of the day, Friday, wasn't exactly anything to write home about, but it is holding up. So when I see this still bullish, this meaning the 60-minute T2123, and I see the 15-minute bearish, all I see is chop and indecision. So to me, this is not the time to be trading. Monday, tomorrow, things could change one way or another, and that's what I need to see. If we continue this to the downside, it's going to drag that hourly down. If I see that happen, then I'm going to be on the bearish side of the market. Now, I'm going to change this back to a daily chart. If we fail here, well, that would tell me not to be bullish, and that would tell me to maybe be more bearish. I just have to watch the price action and make sure it actually is some good selling pressure to the downside, and that would help the individual stocks that we might trade short, head down. One of the things that was asked to me this past week was, do I ever buy below the trend indicator when the trend indicator is red? Sure, there are times I do. But 9 out of 10 trades, that is not going to be the case. 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be about when it is red. When it is green, I want to buy long. And the reason for that is I have proven to myself over my past 30-plus years of trading that it's better off for me to trade with a trend. So an example, you can see how that we moved down right in here. The dot turned red, price is below it. See how it turned green, price is above it? Well, this is where I want to trade. So this would mean the SPY is bullish, and if I'm looking to trade a stock, well, that's what I want to see in the stock as well. Any other stock, not necessarily the SPY ETF, okay? So see how we popped up and pulled back? That's a perfect 3-8 trap setup in a rising trend indicator. That's one of our classic setups to be long. Well, if this starts to roll over and that turns green, and turns red. Let's do this. I'm going to make this yellow just so it's good to see. So if we have follow through to the downside Monday and or Tuesday, that dot there is going to turn red. Now, if we start to rally up, this is going to be a perfect scenario with a sell signal in here for a bearish 3-8 trap. So what I'm going to do is combine this with how's that T2123 doing on the 15-minute and how's it doing with the hourly. And that's how I will look at a trade. Okay, this turned out to be a little bit longer than I wanted. I got a little bit more in the weeds in this chart than I had planned to. So let's just, stay on our toes Monday and let's give it a chance. Give the market a chance to make that decision. Are we going to continue this rally up, or are we actually looking for a rollover maybe down to the 200 period moving average, or down to 430.10 here, 430.11, down to the, whatever these low. What month is this? June 26 lows. We have to watch for price. The last thing I want to say, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, what I'm going to be doing is if I want to be bullish, I need to see it in the market. It doesn't matter to me what XYZ chart is doing. I want the market to be bullish as well. That gives higher probabilities to your success. And what I'll do there is I will wait for the candlesticks to tell me that. Again, that is the purpose of one of the purposes of candlesticks. You don't want to guess, it's a buy here or a buy here or a buy here, or at any one of those lines. That's just guessing. That's not trading. Trading is, look, we have a bullish engulf. Maybe I don't know what's going to come of that, and then we start to have follow through. Okay, now we have game on. So let's let the candlesticks do their job. Let's give them a chance to work. Anyway, again, everyone, thank you. This is July 9th. July 9th, 2023. This is a time-sensitive chart, what I talked about here. And again, this is Rick with Hit Run Candlesticks. Hope to see you in the trading room, okay? Take care. If you're interested in a trial, look below. Also, it'll send you to a page if you're interested in membership. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.